Windy, very windy in fact, but it's a lovely day and the atmosphere here in the mini estadi absolutely electric, as you can imagine, because this is the day when the members, when the supporters get to come in to the stadium and watch the players live training. You can see the atmosphere here. There's a lovely shot there of the mini estadi. This is the smaller stadium, just over 15,000 capacity, just over the road from the Camp Nou stadium itself. You can see there in the background. Tickets sold out for this event several days ago. It was free for members. It was €5 for non-members, but tickets were still needed because obviously you need to control these things because there is a capacity and everybody wants to be here for this wonderful day. You can see here are the coaches coming out onto the pitch. There's Ernesto Valverde himself walking onto the field. The coaches always come out first of all. Of course, this is the first time for Ernesto, this very special, unusual training session. It is a training session. Today it's going to be one of those sessions, they call it a warm-down session, because obviously Barca were in action last night. It was the Copa del Rey round of 16 first leg away to Celta, 1-1. I'm sure most of you were watching that game last night or early this morning, whatever time it is, around the world. Although for some of the players that weren't in the squad yesterday, it won't be a warm-down session, so perhaps they'll be going through the normal training routine. That's Arda Turan, Andres Iniesta, Luis Suarez, Leo Messi, Rafinha and Gerard Deulofeu. All those players were rested. They weren't involved in yesterday's 1-1 draw away to Celta. The players are about to come out onto the pitch. There you can see, I think it was Alex Vidal was first off the blocks. Out come the Barca players. A momentous, rapturous roar from the people here in the stadium. A huge percentage of these are children. We're still in the school holidays here in Catalonia. Pardon me. You can see there, Luis Suarez and Leo Messi traditionally tend to be the last two players to come out, and they are again today. Leo Messi sporting his grey bubble hat. Luis Suarez isn't wearing one. And, well, they don't normally come out to the sound of the Barca anthem for training sessions, but today's a special day, and so out they come. There's the famous notes of the greatest club anthem in football. Smile on the face of Luis Suarez. He's been back in Uruguay enjoying his summer holidays. Leo Messi and Mascherano also travel back to South America, Argentina, of course, in their cases, where it was considerably warmer, I imagine, for Christmas. We saw some pictures of Messi celebrating as all his family around a barbecue in their shirts and shorts. Of course, it's summer down there in Argentina at the moment. The players now going to gather for a photograph, which is another tradition here on Open Doors Training Session Day. We're not quite full here in the stadium. We'll be giving you some figures, I hope, later on of what the exact capacity, the exact attendance is today. In the meantime, we're getting a lot of your comments coming through on Facebook, so send your messages through with your New Year wishes. When you talk about football, you talk about Messi. That's Alan Allbuck saying that. Best football team ever. That's Manuel Palacios. I love you, Messi and Barca, says Letrong. I love Barca with my life, says Sam Pele. Messi, the best player ever, says Daniel. And from India, I changed my flights to fit the new match schedule on the 28th of January. That's from Nishat Singh. Well, there you go. We're getting all kinds of comments through. Hussein there from Syria. Nice hello to all Syrian fans that are listening in. Quelle différence avec un entraînement public chez nous? Bit of French there from Chistel. So things are going to begin with a jog around the pitch. That's good to see for those of you around the world who hate being told to do this when you're doing your football training sessions and the boss gets out, makes you start doing laps of the pitch. The Barca players have to do exactly the same as well. Good to see them doing a bit of jogging. Okay, we've got Andrea. She's down with some of the fans, so let's have a listen to see what Andrea's got to say. She's with a group of lucky children who've been here since very early this morning. 9:30, the doors open. Here's Pedro from Santander. He's down here on holiday. Santander on the north coast. So excited. Yes. From Santander, but Barca supporters. Why is that? We've got family here. We're Barca fans. It's the best team in the world. Have you been so close before? It's the third time we've come, but this is the closest we've ever been. Asking who he's come with. With his brothers. This group, they're from Barcelona. Have they been before? To the Camp Nou, yes, but not here. Talking about how excited they are. Which players? Sergi Roberto. Messi. Are they going to ask for autographs? Well, yes, of course. Really hope you enjoy yourselves today. We're going to be talking to a lot of the children as the morning progresses. So thank you for that, Andrea. We'll be going back and joining Andrea on the touchline throughout this session today. The players then, they've done their laps around the trip. Now they're being called into the centre circle. I'm sure what's going to be happening now is the traditional Rondo exercise, which is what we always see in the 15 minutes coverage that we get of training sessions across the year. But today is a special day. We're not just getting the first 15 minutes. We're not going to have to turn off the signal. We're getting the whole shaboodle this morning. Why? Because today is the day before King's Day. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, what is this talk about King's Day? Because King's Day is a tradition in Catalonia and throughout Spain, I believe in Italy too, and I think in several, I'm not sure if all South American, Latin American countries. My girlfriend's from Mexico. She says they have kings in Mexico. Now, kings, of course, it's the three kings that appear in the Bible. If I can get the names right, Melchior, Balthasar, and Gaspar. They're the three kings or wise men that appear from the east bearing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Traditionally, according to the Christian calendar, it's the 6th of January is when they arrived, because it's 12 days after Christmas Day, which is the 25th of December. So it's what we call Epiphany. Now, in most countries around the world, it's just a normal day. We just go to work and it's not really celebrated. But here in some of the Catholic countries of the South, there's the three kings come bearing gifts for the children. Not gold, not frankincense, not myrrh, but whatever children gifts they want. And in fact, tonight's a very special day because it's what they call the cabalgada. It's the parade, and the kings arrive usually in Barcelona. They arrive on a boat and they will parade around the city centre. Crowds of children gather to get they're thrown sweets and all kinds of gifts. I'm really looking forward to it because I was lucky enough to have my first, well, not me, but my girlfriend had our first child this year, little William. And this evening, for the first time ever, he's going to get to go out and enjoy the King's Parade. So I'm really excited about it. I'm not sure if William is. He's only 7 months old. But it's a wonderful day for the children, and that gets doubled into what happens here on Open Doors Training Session Day, because a huge amount of the people inside this mini-estadi are children. It's the day for the children. It goes on afterwards as well, because this is also the day when traditionally the players will be going to local hospitals and medical centres, and they're going to be bearing gifts and other little goodies to take to children that are spending Christmas time or King's Day in hospital. That's the traditional day when that happens here at FC Barcelona. You'll be able to see full news of that on the Barcelona website, with pictures, with interviews, with news, everything. So keep an eye on our website as the day progresses, and you'll be able to see what's happening as the players deliver a bit of Christmas joy to children in sick hospitals. Christmas joy, of course, does go on for a long time in these parts of the world. Back where I'm from in the UK, you have a party on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, you have your family around, then on Boxing Day, the extended family, and that's pretty much it. But here it goes on forever because it goes all the way through to the 6th of January, King's Day tomorrow. And of course, with the New Year's Day celebrations thrown in between, life is a non-stop holiday for 12 days over Christmas season. It really is seasons. Greetings here in Barcelona. Okay, we're going to go back to some of your comments on Facebook. It's great to see them flying in. Jomo says that Paulinho was a surprise package of the season. I think a lot of people would have to agree with that. Messi, the best of all time, says Orwa. And we got Step watching from Cambodia. Do let us know where you're watching us from, and let us know about your own Christmas traditions and New Year traditions around the world. Do you have King's Day where you are? I know in some countries, I believe in some of the Slavic countries, Christmas Day is celebrated on the 6th of January. So let us know, how's Christmas celebrated where you are? Is tomorrow a holiday as well? Really interested to know these kinds of things. From Harare in Zimbabwe is Blessing. Nice to see the lads are back, says Unity Ike Bobo, and infinite love from Betty. Surjan started watching football because of Barcelona. Wishes that he could train with the Barcelona players. I'm sure a lot of people would love to do that. Okay, the Rondo is happening at the moment. Really interesting article on fcbarcelona.com that you may have seen the other day, talking about the Rondo and how it was introduced by Johan Cruyff when he was manager here of FC Barcelona way back in the early 90s. This Rondo exercise, gathering in a circle, call it piggy in the middle if you like. There's a man there that you can just see being blocked by Leo Messi. That, of course, is Jose Arnaiz, very much the man of the moment, looking at the local papers today. Everybody's talking about Arnaiz. 3 shots on target, 3 goals in his 133 minutes that he's been playing in cup games for FC Barcelona. 3 games, 3 goals. Wonderful performances there from Arnaiz. Very much a target man who certainly delivered. I was very impressed with him last night. I think a lot of people were very impressed with him last night. Of course, he's a Barca B player, but who knows if in the future we're going to see him playing in the FC Barcelona first team. Lots of Africans. We've got Noah from Africa. We've got Maina from Botswana. And we've got Daniel here. I believe from Liberia. Indeed, from Liberia. Country, of course, now with the new president, George Weah. I'm not sure if that's the first country ever to have a former footballer as a president, but certainly the first country to have a former Ballon d'Or winner as their president. Well, Mohamed is saying, give Delafeu minutes to play. Everyone's getting except him. That's harsh. It is harsh. He was missed out of the game last night. Who knows what's going to happen? Of course, Barca playing again in 2 days' time. It's at home to Levante. A very busy January ahead. Well, Ernesto Valverde was asked about this, about the heavy schedule in January. Of course, he was diplomatic. He did point out that there aren't necessarily 9 games for Barca ahead because they still have to beat Celta. That's assuming they have the 2 legs of the quarterfinal and a potential semi-final to come. But there's been a lot of talk from Pep Guardiola about Manchester City, talking about killing the players, the hectic schedule that the players have to go through in the Premiership. Man City played 9 games in December. We'll come back to this because we're going to go and join Andrea. So let's see what Andrea's got to say with some more Barca fans.
Segueixo parlant amb nois, Aquests estan molt ben col·locats, estan, diríem, a la fila 0.
She's still down there in row 0. In the ideal position. They're well placed to collect autographs after we've got Arnau and Maria. They haven't got a pen, which is a problem. But they seem to manage to sort the pen problem out. And where to sign, it's going to be on the flag. We're looking forward to seeing Paulinho, because he governs the play so well. And the girl Maria, I think she likes Andres Ter Stegen because he's so happy. So happy, so handsome. Arnau says he's been here before. It's his 2nd time. Got another group of kids over here with their flags. Who is she looking forward to? Jordi Alba. Messi. Piqué. Lots of variety. Have you been here before? No, never. What do you think about it? How's the season gone? Really good.
Nois, Mireu, és que no s'acaba, Aquesta fila és interminable.
Goes on and on forever. We've got some more people down here, all children really excited. Just 10 minutes away from the players.
Dels jugadors del Barça i avui, el dia abans de Reis, quin regal,
The day before Kings, what an early King's Day gift. Have you been to the mini estadi before?
Sí.
Yes.
contents? Espereu aquest dia amb emoció?
Were you excited? Yeah, really, very excited.
Us habéis levantado pronto?
How did you wake up early this morning?
Fuerte, fuerte.
¿Qué has desayunado?
Had a big breakfast?
Bueno, pues es que yo no tomo muchas calorías.
Well, I don't really eat many calories for breakfast.
Muy bien. Doncs nois, que us ho passeu molt bé en aquest entrenament de portes obertes.
Well, enjoy the open doors training session. We'll be coming back to see Andrea later on and see who else she's got to speak to down there in row 0 at the front of the stands. Okay, we're going back. There's the players. Leo Messi, of course, didn't play last night, but this guy did. That's Ousmane Dembélé, came on after 72 minutes of last night's game against Celta, a 1-1 draw. Of course, you don't need me to remind you, 108 days out injured, 110 days before he made his return after getting injured against Getafe. Of course, we're also excited to see Dembélé back on the field last night and very involved. He came on for the last 20 minutes, played right up front. He came on as a replacement, as a target man up front for our Nice, the Barca B player, and very highly involved. He was only on for about 2 minutes, had a chance to score, didn't take his chance, but he seemed really getting involved, getting into the thick of things, very busy, pardon me, very active player. Valverde did say we're going to have to use him in doses, slowly getting back into the rhythm of the game. But one of the reasons that he wanted to play Dembélé at centre forward last night is he thought that's really where he was really going to get into the thick of it. He wanted him to make the most of those 20 minutes that he did get on field. Dembélé, well, let's wait and see if he's in the squad. We assume he will be for the Levante game this weekend. It's a 4:15 Central European time kickoff in the Camp Nou. Dembélé, let's hope that he's in the squad, and who I'm sure that we perhaps might get to see more than 20 minutes, maybe even a full 90 minutes of Dembélé. Okay, there's a lot of people here on Facebook asking questions about a certain Brazilian player. Don't ask me, I don't know. Even if I did know, of course, I wouldn't be saying anything. Now, you might be asking what this is. Now, this is a wonderful invention by the FC Barcelona Foundation. This is a robot, and what it does, it's children that are unable to get out of hospital, that are bedridden. They can use this robot so they can actually feel in situ, that they can feel that they are here. So the guy here who's running the robot, he can speak to the child in hospital there on the screen. So it's almost as if they were inside the stadium. It's a wonderful invention that's been causing furore for the foundation. It's meant that children in hospital have been able to come along and watch Barca training sessions. They've been able to talk directly to the players. It's a wonderful little tool, and you can see it's here now in the mini estadi, and there's a child in hospital who's getting this wonderful chance to communicate and feel as if they were inside the stadium and get an experience that otherwise would be denied to them. Okay, from Tanzania, Ibra smells a treble this season and 6 trophies. Wow. Well, there you go. Let's hope that you can smell that correctly. A lot of people from Africa here. Happy New Year, Barcelona, from Jalal Tuobal. And Elmem, love FC Barcelona. Fauzi says something in Arabic. If I press translation, Barca that doesn't know how to defeat. That was a little automatic translation, translating some Arabic there. Barca's not only a soccer club, but also a house of humanity. I love FC Barcelona very much. That's from Adnan. FCB is world's #1 team, says Tony Hossein. Someone else from Botswana, that's Vincent. And from India, India loves Messi and Piqué a lot. That's Samira. Paul Vincent, an expat living in Spain, retired. Good to hear from you, Paul. And from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, showing live, says someone whose name I'm afraid I don't understand. Messi is your vision is life. Some hearts there from Delgash. And Fabian again asking about that certain Brazilian. I say I don't know anything about it. If I did, I wouldn't tell you anyway, but I don't know. So please don't ask any more messages about him because I haven't a clue. I'm as much in the dark as you are. Tuning in from work in the USA, Vanessa Johnson. You should be working, Vanessa, but never mind. Saludos a todos de Amina. Sí, lo siento, que estoy hablando aquí en inglés, no estoy diciendo nada en español. Saludos a todos los hispanoparlantes en todo el mundo, en España y en todo Sudamérica. En Centroamérica también. Sé que muchos de ustedes están durmiendo ahora porque es la mañana, la noche hay. Pero si hay alguien despierto, saludos a nuestros compañeros sudamericanos. Okay. Andrea, she's now with this robot. She's now got a chance to speak to Gustavo, who's in Hospital San Pau. Yes, I am. There you go. We get an image of him. How are you enjoying this experience through robot called Paul? Almost as if you're on the pitch.
Muy bien y muy emocionado.
Really nice, really excited. What are you enjoying most, Gustavo? The training session. Is there any player you want to especially see?
Messi.
Messi. Why?
Porque es el mejor jugador del mundo.
Because he's the best player in the world. How does it look through Paul the robot?
Se ve bien.
Really good, yes. Are there other people with you, your family? Yes, yes. What do they think about it? Are you you've got the controls, yeah? Directing the film, so to speak. Yes. Okay, Gustavo, I'll let you go now so you can enjoy this.
Gracias.
Okay, thank you, says Gustavo. He's in Hospital San Pau, which is the hospital in the center of Barcelona, just up the road from the Gaudi Temple, the Sagrada Familia. If you are ever visiting the Sagrada Familia, do also have a look at Hospital San Pau, which is just up the road. It's a wonderful, probably the most spectacular hospital you'll ever see in your life. A wonderful architectural element, and it's just a couple of blocks away from Sagrada Familia, so do go and have a look. Hospital San Pau, of course, is one of the hospitals on the list for the players after today's training session, when they'll be dividing into groups the players and members of the coaching staff to go and visit local hospitals and medical centres, delivering gifts and a moment of joy to Barca fans that are spending King's Day in hospital. Okay, somebody's asking here what time the game starts on Sunday. It's at home to Levante. It's at 4:15. Busy Friday. Busy January ahead for FC Barcelona. Potential 9 games. Of course, it's Levante at home on Sunday, and then next Thursday it's the second leg of the Celta Cup. Of course, a 1-1 draw from Balaidos. Then there are 3 Sundays in a row with Barca games, and all of them are at 8:45 Central European time in the evening. Away to Real Sociedad, away to Betis, and at home to Alaves. We're just talking now to Mark Brow, who's our colleague down on the touchline. And he's pointing out we have to remember that despite the wonderful festive atmosphere, the players are having a proper training session today. They're training ahead of a game in just 2 days' time. We can see that Dembélé is working very hard at the moment. He's certainly thoroughly involved in the session. The Rondo, I'm not sure it's finished, but what they tend to do here, the Rondo, of course, it's a mobile Rondo these days, because they do the Rondo in one corner, they'll move over to another corner, so that everybody around the stadium gets a chance to get a close-up look at the players. So they've moved over to that far corner over there. Messi, of course, one of the main attractions today. There's a kid there with a Messi shirt there. And you can see, really excited now for the fans to move across and see the Rondos over there on that far side of the corner. I was talking about the Rondos earlier on. There's an article on the Barca website that talks about how the Rondo is such an essential, integral part of Barca training sessions. How a lot of training sessions around the world. Perhaps when we were kids, you'd get on the pitch and probably spend the first sort of 10 minutes, 15 minutes just taking random pot shots at the goalkeeper, someone thumping in corners, not much structure to it. And it was Johan Cruyff who kind of saw that, and the warm-up method at Barca has always been this idea of the Rondo, getting players into a circle. The piggy in the middle game, different variants of it. But basically, it's players standing in a circle, 1, 2, 3 players in the middle. They have to intercept the passes, and sometimes it's intercepting that wins your chance to go onto the outside. You're then replaced by the player that failed the pass on the outside. Really interesting article about how the Rondo has been exported to around the world and how different clubs have reacted to using the Rondo, how some players find it really good fun to deliberately make a bad pass to get your teammate sent into the middle. But it's a really good training warm-up exercise that I'm sure most young children watching today, that they now use that as well when they're warming up for football training, because it's an essential part of the way that teams spend the first 10-15 minutes of a game. Really good for sharpening your passing. Often you get variants of this where it's a one-touch pass, so then you really have to have your wits about you. You make the circle smaller, make the circle larger, and of course as well for the players in the middle, it's all about speed and intercepting passes, reading what your opponents are going to do, and also fitness as well, because I'm sure some players like me have been stuck in the middle sometimes, and if you don't get the ball the first 1 or 2 times, you get more and more tired, and it gets harder and harder and harder until it starts to be some kind of a living hell being stuck there in the middle.
Nois, és que em trobo amb gent preparadíssima,
Dio Katiwara, we call it monkey in the middle. I think you do in America. We call it piggy in the middle in the UK. Okay, today I've come to see the true Three Kings asking for a shirt. The best gift would be a shirt from the players. Whose shirt do you want? Suarez, Iniesta or Messi? Okay, it's got 3 options there, so hedge your bets. Good idea. Wants a shirt. He's got a little marker pen there. What else we got on these posters? Luis Suarez, yeah? Why? Because he's my idol. And we've got Messi, Ter Stegen, again, a couple of options there. What better gift for Kingsley than your shirt? So Messi's going to need a lot of shirts. These have come from Vic. Vic, a guy called Ferran. Vic is a market town right up, right inland, far up, heading up towards Andorra. We've got someone saying the best there, Germany. Ter Stegen, really looking for Ter Stegen's shirt there. These have come from a long way. They're from Colombia, and they've got a shirt. Dear King Messi, we've come from Colombia. Our best gift would be your shirt. That's from Maria Camila and Sergio, all the way from Colombia. That's Camila and Sergio. That's little Sergio. All the way from Colombia. That's a long way to come to see the Barca players. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. Really excited to come from so far. You're on holiday, yes. Do you follow Barca from Colombia? Oh, yeah, certainly. Go on for another one. This is Luis Suarez. I want your shirt. Doesn't look like the players are going to have enough shirts to go around all of these players. Messi, poor Messi, what do you do when you've got all these people with banners asking for shirts? Leo's only got 1 shirt. Luis Suarez also very much in demand. They've only got 1 shirt each, so what on earth are they going to do? What a difficult position they're in at the moment. Stop. Wait from Colombia loves Messi. Thank you very much. J'aime beaucoup Lionel Messi. That's l'homme de la paix. I think that means the man of peace. And Washington loves Barcelona from Liberia. And Kuot Marialwet is from South Sudan, says love for Barcelona. These kids are wonderful. Love you all, says Violet Mercy. Barca for Life says Olua Shocker. Messi carrying Argentina as well as Barca. He is great. That's Deepesh. Watching from Latvia is Elise Gaike. We've got from New York, we've got Shasha here. Lovely to hear from you in New York. Must be bright and early in the morning over there. I know this is off topic, says Danilo, but would love Barca to sign a certain player. Love from Pakistan, from Fahim Malik. Bhutan loves Messi, says Tashi. Bhutan, that's not a country that we get many people writing in from. Great to see you. And Gautam Kashwai says Messi's training ground is the Bernabeu. Been to the camp now, but Messi was injured. Hope to come again, from Andreas there in India. Messi destroyed all the world's best defenders. That's Deepesh Chauhan from Central Asia. Turkmenistan, lovely country. Oraz from Turkmenistan. And we conquer the world with the best ever. That's for Fana. And I don't know what that flag's from. I should do. I'm normally good at flags, but I don't get that one. From Haiti, from Young Boy. Looks like the people over in America are starting to wake up and get out of bed and join us. From Afghanistan, that's Walid. From everywhere, people are writing in today on this special day when, of course, we don't just get the first 15 minutes. We get a full hour of the Barca players. There's Sergio Busquets in the front of the image. Yesterday, thunderbolt of a shot from Mr. Busquets onto the crossbar. How many times are these players going to hit the woodwork this season? I've lost count. It's happening in the Cup now. It's been happening in the League, in the Champions League. Has anybody still got a count of how many times Barca have hit the woodwork? I think Messi alone has hit the woodwork about 14 times this season. The team must be out 30 times. Sergio Busquets added his name to the collection last night with a ball onto the crossbar. Water time, very important to hydrate yourselves. Listen, children around the world. Water, drink water. Very important during training sessions. Right, the Rondo is over. What we normally get at some point during the game is little partidettes, a little mini game. That's something that we can really look forward to. What often happens for these sessions is that the players that were playing the day before tend to rest and sit it out. We've got no excuse for that today. So I should imagine the big guns, Messi and Suarez, who didn't play last night, Iniesta as well. The other players that weren't in action last night are the Turan, Rafinha as well, and De La Feu. So hopefully they'll get involved in the kick-around game that we're going to see. The players gathering there. I don't know if they're going to do any more exercises. You can see on the left there, that's Jose Arnaiz of Barcelona B. Get used to that face, because I'm sure it's a face that you're going to be seeing a lot more in the future.
Jo us recomano, més enllà de que avui ja sabem que tot el que passa a la gespa a nivell esportiu interessa una miqueta menys.
Messi still shining today and forever. That's David, that's my name, Rick Vox. Yo, his name goes on and on forever. We've got somebody there with a couple of flags. That's Mama Africa with an Angola flag and a US flag, and expressing love for Leo Messi. Please stop talking about that certain Brazilian, because I can't comment on that, because I have nothing to comment, because I don't know. So there's no need to ask about that. Okay, Ezatula, love for FC Barcelona, all the way from Sweden. Sweden, of course, in the World Cup. Big year for the Swedes. Sweden at the World Cup, Italy not, of course. I can see the presence of Indonesia. When can I see the presence of Indonesia, says Alvin. You can now. This is Sebilson, Angolan, currently the Philippines. Nice to hear from you. Danilo Arnaiz, we'll be talking about this lad in the future. We will be in the future, and we will be now. Go Barcelona. From Honduras, Carlos Martinez. From India, Samir. From Algeria, we've got Acheautus. I think we're probably going to get every country in the world at some point during the day. We've not had anyone from the UK, I don't think, so far. Anyone from GB watching in, say hello. Love to hear from you as well.
Perquè Silesen s'ha vingut cap a aquesta porteria i hem pogut veure, per exemple, un xut al travesser, una de les coses que està passant també últimament, perquè ahir amb tenidor...
That building you can see in the background there, the domed building between the mini estadi and the Camp Nou, that's the Palau Blaugrana. That's the pavilion where the basketball, the roller hockey, futsal and handball teams play the first team games. It's a fine venue in itself. It holds about I think it's about 9,000 souls can fit in that venue. And the mini estadi itself, built in 1982, 23rd of September 1982. It was opened. That makes it 35 years old. And this is the venue where Barca B play their games. Also, the women's team play their Champions League games inside this venue. So do the under-19 team play their games in the UEFA Youth League. It's a wonderful venue that's also been used for a number of other different games. Andorra now and again play their international fixtures here in this stadium. Been used for concerts over the year as well. Looking at some of the big names that have played. In fact, the greatest band of all time played in here in 1986. Who's the greatest band of all time? Of course, that's my personal opinion. Queen! Freddie Queen on the Magic Tour, their last ever tour before Freddie died 5 years later. They played here in 1986. Okay, Andrea, we're going to go and join some more of our young... They come from Olympic Moralevra. It's a football team. They've all come down. Oriol, Xabi, Guillem, and another Xabi. So how did you organize this trip? The coordinator at our club, he has been organizing this for the last few years. And it's a really nice thing. We came in a bus, singing on the way down. How was the trip? Really in a good, happy mood, singing the Barca anthem, and all having a great time. Really excited to see the players. You've been here before, you say? Have you ever got an autograph? No. Oh, poor kids. But you're lower down this year, so let's see if you're a bit luckier. Who'd you like? Paulinho? Whatever. I'd like Piqué's shirt. Iniesta, whatever Iniesta wants to give me. And Leo Messi. We've got some people singing here. Quite an orchestra. There's the rest of the team. Look at them all. There's the whole team. You can see them all wearing the club jersey there. They're singing the anthem of their club. Great tradition here in Catalonia is that all teams have their anthems. You know the Barca anthem off by heart, of course. But all clubs, even small village teams, they've got their own club anthems, which is a tradition. We don't really have that back home in the UK, but they certainly have that here. Best wishes from Poland. That's Arkadiusz. Desde la Rosario de Messi, la casa de Leo Messi. Vamos leproso, vaya comentario. Pero bueno, Ghana, we've not had Ghana yet today. We have now, that's KK. Thank you. Trinidad and Tobago. Kevin Lewis there from the Caribbean. And it's his birthday tomorrow as well. So happy, happy, happy birthday to you. Someone from Croatia there. That's Mate Olmazic watching the training session. I'm sure keeping a special eye on Ivan Rakitic, the Croatian, of course, in the squad. Croatia, big year for Croatia there in the World Cup this year. I think in the same group as Argentina, if I remember correctly, with Iceland. And, oh, I can't remember what the other team of that group is. I should know. Can't remember. Remind me, somebody here. Indonesia, Prayat Spy. I love you, Barca. From Mauritius. Oh, there's an interesting country. Love it. When's the construction of the new Camp Nou going to start? Jamie asking that. Any time now. I think there's a bit of small print on the papers that still needs to be signed, but it's pretty much going to start. In fact, it's something I was going to be talking about, is that part of that project means that this mini estadi and the Palau Blaugrana over the road, they're going to be going. They're going to move to a brand new site up at the Ciutat Esportiva, where the first team normally train. The stadium, of course, it was announced last year, or was it earlier this year? That it's going to be called the Johan Cruyff Stadium in memory of course, the great Dutch player and legend who died of cancer over a year ago. He's going to be the stadium is going to be named after him, the Johan Cruyff Stadium. It's going to be the new reserve women's and youth stadium. It's going to be on that new venue. And this new area here is going to be for the future Palau Blaugrana. There's going to be a brand new Palau Blaugrana arena, indoor arena, used for sport and for concerts and things as well. And that's going to be on this site. All construction of that is going to be starting imminently, not causing any interruption to the Camp Nou itself, which of course is being modernised, upgraded and extended as part of the plan. But games will still be going on as it happens. So it's going to be similar to what happened at San Mamés with Athletic Bilbao, where it was done in sections, the rebuilding, remodelling of the stadium. So it's not going to affect games. Barca will continue to play all their home games unaffected. Okay, you can see the players are taking off their bibs, and I think we're going to be getting the little mini match. It's going to be a bit of fun for us to enjoy the players playing a bit of football. You'll see how the people inside the ground treat it almost as if it was a real game. Leo Messi waving there. I'm not sure if he's waving to us here at the cameras or whether he's waving at someone, but hey Leo, we'll wave back everywhere around the world. Leo, hi, love you Messi. Someone who loves Messi. Well, I do know that Keshab loves Messi from Nepal. Brandon, is it true that Messi's on his way to Man City? I don't think that's true. Don't know where you got that story from. Hi Messi, says Mama Africa. Oh, Messi, says Namrata. Messages to Messi all over the place. El partido de tornada, poneros listos, que este año quiero mínimo el triplete. El mínimo. Bueno, durante esta temporada solo se puede conseguir el triplete, pero claro, supongo que usted está hablando de todo el año, que se puede hacer los 6 trofeos. Si vas a ganar la Champions, pues tendrá una oportunidad de jugar la Supercopa de Europa y de jugar el Mundial de Clubs el año que viene, y si gana o la Liga o la Copa, pues jugará la Supercopa de España. Así que sigue posible que España podría ganar, por supuesto, los 6 trofeos este año. Esto pasa primero, como bien dijo mi compañero aquí en Facebook, por seguir adelante en la Copa. Un empate a 1 ayer en Balaídos, casa del Celta. Buen resultado. Si fuera un partido de Liga, no tanto, pero en un partido de Copa, pues empatar y marcar un gol en campo contrario. Muy buen resultado para llevar a la segunda vuelta que se juega aquí, bueno, aquí al lado en el Camp Nou el jueves a las 9:30. 9:30 next Thursday at the Camp Nou is the game. Tickets still available. So if you're lucky enough to be in town, then get on fcbarcelona.com and you'll be able to get yourself a ticket there. That's for the Cup second leg, 9:30 next Thursday. And don't forget, there's also a league home game coming up, 4:15 this Sunday afternoon at home to Levante. FC Barcelona. The league table at the moment just looks ridiculous, doesn't it? FC Barcelona, 45 points, still unbeaten, 9 points clear of Atletico Madrid in second place. 9. 9 points clear of Atletico Madrid, 11 points clear of Valencia, 14 points clear of Real Madrid, who are in 4th place. FC Barcelona absolutely flying by. Actually understood that one of the senior betting companies around the world has actually already paid out on Barca winning the league this year. That's how much of a runaway lead FC Barcelona have at the moment. Okay, you can see there's a great view there of the Rondo exercise still going on down on the ground. Leo Messi's the man in the middle at the moment. Let's see if he can get the ball back. I think there's a reason he has to wear the green. Does that mean he's a permanent man in the middle? I can never work out what happens in these different exercises they get. Paulinho in the middle as well, and it was Arnaiz as well in the middle. Is that Piqué who's now in? It gets really hard to work out what exactly is going on in these exercises. Zambia, not the first person from Zambia, but there's another one, that's Cornelius. Photographer, arrow, Messi, says Delgash. Not sure what that means. A qué hora juegan, says Elmer. Sorry, we're going to go. I've got another football team here in the crowd. Andrea, let us know about them, please. These are from Olympic de Can Fadjo. We thought we were from Brazil, but Saul here's got a Brazil shirt, but no. No, this is actually the official shirt they wear in. They wear that And here's the goalkeeper of the team. And you can see the goalkeeper's training right in front, and it's a great view for a goalkeeper.
Sí, pero yo no vull que em protegeixi. Vull agafar la pilota.
I don't want this bar protecting me here. I want to go out there and get the ball. Saul and Alejandro, have you been so close to the players before? Well, yes, they have. At the Camp Nou. But surely this is closer.
Si serà possessió i bé.
Yeah, well, I suppose, yeah, in this position we're a bit closer, yes. So how is it that the whole team came here today? Oh, they all got free tickets because a lot of them are members of the club. Looking at some of the flags here, we've got notebooks here to try and get autographs. This young lad's hoping to get a signature after the game. What are you going to do with so many other people around? Just shout. We shout as loud as we can, and if we're lucky, who do you want to sign? Messi. Paulinho. Paulinho is very, very popular. I mean, it shows what a huge success Paulinho has been since coming to the club. A lot of people doubted the decision to bring the Brazilian in, but in fact, apart from the usual suspects of Messi and Suarez, I would say Paulinho has been the player that most players seem to want the autograph of. He's certainly one of the most popular players that the youngsters here are quoting. Okay, and now it seems like the players are going to start moving across to talk to the fans. I don't know if we're going to get a kick-around game in the end today. It looks like they're just going to go straight across to talk to the fans. I understand down there it's the disabled zone in particular, so that's where the players always like to make a particular beeline to go and speak to some of the players with difficulties. You can see there's Alex Vidal. There's Paulinho, one of the popular players that people have wanted. Killerson down there as well. I believe the players that were started last night's game at Celta, they're not going to be taking part in the training fixture. I think that's why they're moving down early to go and start talking to some of the fans. And the other players are going to be involved in a little kick-around match. It means that we're going to get to see Iniesta, Luis Suarez and Messi, for example, playing because they weren't in action last night. They were rested for the game. But those players, I repeat, that played last night against Celta. There's Jose Arnaiz there, a player that people are suddenly familiar with. Of course, a lot of people probably wouldn't have even known who he was until last night, and yet he's the man of the moment. His face all over the newspapers this morning. I was having my normal coffee, reading the press this morning, and probably his face was the most omnipresent face on the sports pages this morning. Jose Arnaiz, he's the man they're all talking about, the man who scored the goal after 15 minutes last night. Of course, he scored in every game of the Cup so far. Be interesting to see if he gets to play again on Thursday in the second leg. Andrea Iniesta, says Francisco, el mejor equipo del mundo, Messi, el mejor de la historia, Manuel Alejandro, el mejor, el Barcelona, saludos desde Honduras, de Cindy. Arnaiz is on his way to go down in history, says Danilo. Danilo, obviously a big fan of Arnaiz, obviously very, very impressed with the player last night. Vivre Barcelona. Barcelona is in my DNA, Deeb Sabe. The best team in the world, says Edu AAN. I wish I knew what that flag is. I'm trying to work out. I don't know. I'm sorry. Barcelona needs Mexican players. There's a lot of quality. An example was Rafael Marquez, one of the best defenses of Barcelona. That's Jaime, I'm sure, speaking in from Mexico. Well, that's true. There haven't been that many great Mexican players, but Mexicans, they're not great travellers, really. I mean, Mexicans tend to stay in Mexico. That's what I've sort of tended to notice. I mean, most of the Mexican team are based in Mexico. Of course, it's a huge league that they've got there. I believe it's the 9th or the 10th biggest league in the world. I don't know what teams Jaime supports down there in Mexico. Myself, I've been forced to support Chivas of Guadalajara because that's what all my family support, and of course I also like them because they wear the same colours as my own team back in the UK, Exeter City. Had to slip in Exeter City because we've got a huge game coming up in the FA Cup against West Bromwich Albion. It's the third round of the FA Cup today, of course. We're playing West Brom. Really looking back forward to that game later on today. I don't know. I doubt there are any Exeter City fans looking in, but if there are, go Exeter later on today. Okay, so we're into action now on the field and on the terraces because the players have started playing. That roar there was because Leo Messi slipped a ball in the back of the net.
Samarretes fent-se fotografies amb els aficionats, la resta de protagonistes a la gespa amb Leo Messi i gaudint de les bones
condicions. Yes, we're getting to see some of the action here. I think that was Gerard Piqué there. Gerard Piqué, always a great man with the fans. You can see him up there talking with that group of supporters. He's very, very good with the fans. Of course, all the players will be going on to hospitals after later on. We just saw Jordi Alba there almost scoring in the training game. We've got the Pinks taking on the Blacks on the field at the moment. It's a really warm day here in Barcelona. Ter Stegen's the best for 2017. Thank you for the Facebook Live. You're making me very happy, says Ibra. Very long message there. I'm afraid you've disappeared from me. I didn't get a chance to read your full message. Namrata F. Forza Barca. Barca for life from Texas. That's Sauro. Desde Uruguay, Luisito Suárez mejor, Isabel Jesús Vallejos. Bueno, suerte para Uruguay en el Mundial que viene más tarde este año, que seguro que estará pendiente de Luis Suárez. Serschön in German there from Gihad. Viva Barca from Juliao. Prav, I believe that's from Diego. I can read Russian. I can't understand Russian, but I can read the text. Good to go, says Andy Nareen. Not sure what that means, but thank you for your message anyway. Lots of you writing in from Arabic countries. Great to hear from you. I don't understand what you're saying, unfortunately, but it's great to be seeing your messages anyway. The best defensive midfielder in the world. Who do you think that is? Well, KK Don says it's Sergio Busquets from Ghana. Sergio Busquets isn't from Ghana. I assume KK is from Ghana. And I probably have to agree with you that he is the best defensive midfielder in the world. From South Korea, thank you for this, and Namrata, thank you for watching.
I Leo Messi i Ivan Rakitic són els més predolícs de l'equip, que són els dos que van amb aquest barret gris.
Oh, Ter Stegen just stood and watched that one go in. The fans supporting cheering every goal that we're seeing on the field at the moment. Egypt. Ross Rossman from Cairo, Egypt. Lovely team, Barca. Lovely city, Cairo. I was there once a long, long time ago. About 30 years ago I was in Cairo. I imagine it's changed a lot, but a fascinating city that you're from. Messi, el mejor de la historia. Saludos desde Perú. Iván, gracias por su mensaje y suerte para Perú en el Mundial. Bienvenido, como hace 3 décadas que no vemos a Perú con su camisa tan grande, blanco con el diagonal rojo. Por fin lo vamos a ver otra vez en el Mundial este verano en Rusia. Suerte a todos los peruanos.
De Lliga davant del Llevant, un equip que ha fet bones actuacions aquesta temporada i que sense anar més lluny, per exemple...
Desde Ecuador, Said Paredes, Ecuador, el mejor equipo. No sé si dices que Ecuador o Barça es el mejor equipo, pero qué lástima que Ecuador no va al Mundial este año. Siempre me ha caído muy bien Ecuador desde... Pasar 2 meses muy agradables en su país, me encantó mucho. Ahí en Quito me costó un poco respirar, no había mucho aire arriba en las montañas, pero qué ciudad más preciosa y qué gente más preciosa también. Sergio Roberto scoring there. The goal's flying in. It's definitely the players rather than the goalkeepers that are shining at the moment down there on the pitch.
Estan molts de gols.
No más asesinatos en Honduras, dice Wilmer. Un mensaje que todos seguro que compartimos. Un país con muchos problemas, como ya sabemos con las noticias tristes que nos llegan de su país. Un sentimiento que compartimos aquí para el nuevo año desde aquí en Cataluña. Namrata unbeaten this season. It is indeed 26 games between the Liga games, the 3 Cup games, the 6 Champions League games. Barca unbeaten, not counting the Spanish Super Cup. Let's not count the Spanish Super Cup this year. We'll kind of forget that one, shall we? What happened there? Since then, we're unbeaten.
El cert és que es fa sentir i molt a la graderia la presència de Messi.
Mount Agung in Karang Asem, Bali, Indonesia. Educare, thank you very much. Desde Guayaquil, Jorge Mayorga, se está levantando la gente en Sudamérica. Debe ser la primera hora en la mañana ahí. Saludos a todos los suramericanos, latinoamericanos y los que están en todas las Américas que nos están mirando aquí en Facebook. Messi's the great football king in the world, says Kwaye from Liberia in West Africa. Thank you for your message. Liberia, of course, in the news at the moment because of the new president in your country. Let's hope things go well for you. Messi, saludos desde Venezuela. My dream is con suerte personal. I am 7 years old. Just 7 years old, ever since solo 7 años. Encantado de saludar a todos los venezolanos. Neil, do you think Messi is the greatest ever? Are you asking me? What am I going to say? What do you think I'm going to say? Or are you asking everybody? I think most people seem to agree. Messi's the best on the planet. More love from Reynaldo Drakeson Fernandez. Lots of you from Indonesia. Must be I don't know, very popular watching training sessions from Indonesia because your score, Messi scored great goals like George Weah from Liberia, says Tony Wisner. From Belgium, Brandon, MSD will be the best trio. MSD, of course, referring to Messi, Suarez and Dembélé. Will we get a chance to see those three playing together on Sunday at home to Levante 4:15? That's the question that we're all going to be asking. Only one person knows that. That's Ernesto Valverde. He's giving a press conference tomorrow. You'll be able to watch that live on the FC Barcelona website. You'll be able to enjoy listening to what he's going to be asked. And one of those questions I'm sure is going to be, are we going to see Messi, Suarez and Dembélé playing together? If we don't get the chance on Sunday, we will do at some point during this season. We're sure about that. Zulifar is saying, please use Sergi Roberto in the middle, saying that he's wasted out wide. A lot of people might agree with that. Messi's the biggest player in the whole football legend, says Nam Chal. Horaz is asking what my name is and where I'm from. My name's Mike. My name's Mike. Thank you for asking from Mike. And I'm from Exeter. Exeter is the home of Exeter City. Good luck to the Grecians against West Bromwich Albion later on today in the FA Cup third round. Can our little League Two team spring a surprise against the Premiership Giants? Well, Giants, the bottom of the Premiership at the moment. They'd be lovely to win that game later on today, so I'm really excited about that. We're still asking about that Brazilian. We can't answer that question because, well, I can't because I don't know. Asking that question. Messi, Reaños. Danilo, hey Mike, great job, man. Thank you, Danilo, thank you very much. I think the players are moving over to the other side of the pitch there. Leo Messi, very much the cameraman's favourite, very much our favourite. He's the one that we want to see. He's hydrating himself. Children around the world, very important, drink water. Ok, saludos desde Nueva York. Fue un placer haber ido al clásico en Madrid. Qué orgullo que Barça que ganó 3-0. Marta, qué suerte que ha visto el partido, el clásico en el Bernabéu. Qué suerte por haber estado ahí en el Bernabéu para el último partido del año. Y vaya partidazo, 3-0 en el Bernabéu. Flyboy wants to come and play for Barcelona. Are you good enough to play? You'd have to convince this guy more than anybody else. That's that man, Ernesto Valverde. I am sceptical, but you never know. Flyboy, if you are good enough, then come along. And I'm afraid there's not much I can do to help you. But if you could get a place in the Barca team, and if you are good enough to do the job, I'm sure I'd be delighted to have you play. I'm sure we would be. Are you any good, Flyboy? That's what we want to know. Roberto... si Cristiano es el rey del fútbol, ¿de qué planeta es Leo? Buena pregunta. Onyeka says it's nice practice. Harim, I like this team. There you go, I like that. Yeah, understated. I like this team. I think we all like this team. We're going to see a lot of Leo Messi wearing that hat. That's the official Barca hat that the players wear. Personally, I have no idea why they need to wear that hat. I mean, I play football in the evenings once a week. I don't need a hat, and that's in the peak of winter. And this is in the middle of the day. It's actually quite hot. No idea why they need to wear hats, but I guess they're from different countries. They feel the cold a lot more than we do. Daga George, thanks for this live coverage. It's an absolute pleasure. Korga Samuel from Ghana. Sammy, in fact, is your real name, apparently. Barca all the way. Ayush says that Messi is better than, well, we know that player from Madrid. We know that. You don't need to tell us. We all know that. Just try and convince the people that give out the Ballon d'Or. What's with these people? Don't understand it. Steven Secker, please, Rafinha has to stay at Barca. From Aurora, Colorado, Citizen Jeffrey Duke, Lionel Messi, the greatest of all time. Aurora, Colorado, that sounds like a lovely place. Aurora, oh, I'd love to go there and visit that place. I love that part of the world. Driving through Colorado and those states of America. Beautiful scenery, fantastic people, a lovely experience. It was a long time ago that I was there. Love to go back again. So if you want to pay for my ticket, I'd love to go to Colorado again. ¿Cómo es posible que Ronaldo tenga los mismos balones de oro que el Mesías? Inexplicable, Julio Sánchez. Sí, inexplicable. And a lot of you are asking questions about how Messi could be. Johan Meyer, is this the mini Estadi? It is the mini Estadi. This is where the women's team, the B team, the youth team play their games. It's a huge stadium, 15,000 people. Okay, we're going to see Mark Grau. He's talking to Paulinho, so let's go and find out what Paulinho's got to say.
El veiem signant samarretes, fent-se fotografies a una de las noves incorporacions del Barça aquesta temporada es Paulinho. Paulinho, primero de todo, ¿qué tal esta experiencia de estar aquí con tantos niños en un día como hoy en este entreno?
Uma experiência muito boa, por ser treino aberto ao torcedor do Barcelona, pelas crianças que aqui estão, pelos seus pais, enfim, muito gratificante e sou um privilegiado aí de poder fazer parte desse grupo do Barcelona y trazendo algunas felicidades para la torcida.
No sé si habías tenido la oportunidad de participar en una acción como esta en alguno otro de los clubes donde habías estado.
Já participei em alguns clubes, né? Com treinos de portas abertas para o torcedor. Acho que isso é importante também para o torcedor.
Okay, really sorry, I lost the sound then, so I wasn't able to hear a word that Paulinho was saying. Got the sound back again now.
¿Alguien te ha hecho algún comentario?
Asking if there's any special comments from the fans. The players are really happy with the love from the supporters that we're receiving. Okay, we've got a chance now to talk to Andre Gomez. He's joining Mark as well. What's the feeling to be surrounded by all these young supporters? Really nice. It's a great start to the year. Great to feel the warmth of the fans here at this training session. Really happy. How different is it? Because normally you train behind closed doors, just some members of the press maybe, and to have everybody here today. It changes everything, of course. It's a big motivation for us to have so many people here. It gives them a chance to see what kind of things we do in training. It's really different for us. It's a really nice sensation.
a todos estos que os han pedido fotografías.
Bringing so much joy, posing for photographs, signing autographs. For you, it's just a signature, but for them, it's something more. No, it's lovely just to see people so happy. Yeah, of course, we feel really warm talking to the fans so intimately. And of course, now it's off to the hospitals. Yeah, so that's where we're going to go now, and where we're looking forward to another really nice time. We hope we can bring as much joy as possible to the children. So a chance there to speak to Paulinho and to Andre Gomez, two players that featured last night, talking about what it feels to have an open-door training session. For Paulinho, it's a brand new experience. Andre Gomez was here last year, of course, for that. They're heading off now to go into the gym for the rest of the session, and they'll be heading off to the two hospitals later on in the day. I apologise there that Paulinho at the start, the sound clicked off. I had no sound, so I wasn't able to hear what was being said. But I'm sure that you got the chance to hear what Paulinho was saying, albeit I think he was speaking in Portuguese. He hasn't quite got the hang of Spanish yet, but it was nice to hear there from the two of them, and I'm sure we'll be getting a chance to listen to speak to some of the players as well later on, as well as the fans, some of the coaching staff. We'll be bringing all of it live here to you here on Facebook. We've got thousands and thousands of people listening in from places like El Salvador. Abner Iván Torres Ventura, saludos desde El Salvador. Es el primer mensaje de El Salvador de esta mañana. Saludos a todos los salvadoreños ahí mirándonos.
Que li dona més llibertat i que li està demostrant que cada vegada està amb més bon nivell. Sembla impossible, no?
We've got Isho Christian says it's Messi. I believe that's a Hungarian flag there. Someone else from Indonesia, I Gusti. Usman Dembélé says somebody, saludos desde Sevilla y Cuba. Orlando, desde dos lugares a la vez. Pues impresionado con esto. Y mucha gente preguntando sobre un cierto brasileño. No me preguntes porque no sé nada. Si lo supiera no lo diría, pero es que no sé. Así que no vale la pena preguntarme sobre esas cosas. Pregunta, pues no sé, esperamos, no sé. Así que no vale la pena preguntar. Labib Malik, Ter Stegen is the best goalkeeper from Germany. Ter Stegen, of course, going to be featuring in the Germany World Cup team. They're my favourites. I reckon Germany are the favourites to win the World Cup again this year. I don't think I'm really sticking my neck out too far saying that. But let's wait and see what happens. 32 teams, of course, travelling to Russia this summer. Germany, one of them. And Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is going to be one of those Germans. Let's hope that he'll have a Liga, a Copa del Rey and Champions League winners medal to add to that before he goes off to the World Cup. We're going to go see Mark Brower again, because I believe... Has he got someone else he's speaking to?
I tant. De fet, Paulinho ja suposo...
He hasn't, but he's just telling us, reflecting on his interview with Paulinho, who's actually with Tottenham, with Corinthians in the past, has had this kind of experience before, though perhaps here at FC Barcelona it's a little more bigger and more spectacular, just the number of people that come. I don't know how many people attend sessions in places like the Corinthians.
El de la ciutat esportiva, perquè hi ha partit el diumenge, per als jugadors canvia totalment la sensació. Ho estem veient amb el partidet ara, com els espectadors...
But we can see here, we're watching the training game and how the players, the supporters here in the ground are enjoying watching this. There's a great little goal from Luis Suarez we just saw there. Just to remind you, it's sold out this morning. Tickets were available to members. They were at €5 a pop for members. Free for members and €5 for non-members. They're all snapped up. What happens a lot, though, unfortunately, is that people grab them because they're so cheap. People just grab them anyway. They also think members are allowed to get one ticket plus another 5 for their friends. So a lot of people, they're greedy. They go online and they grab the tickets, and then perhaps aren't able to come. Bit of a shame that, because it means there's a lot of empty seats in the stadium. Yeah, if you get a ticket, if you are coming. Otherwise, it means that some people are left unable to come in, and that's a bit of a shame. Huge crowds around the stadium this morning, a wonderful atmosphere. It was just a party atmosphere arriving, and everyone's in that doubly buoyant mood because today's the day before King's Day. I know for most of you around the world, today's probably just a normal working day. No, today's Saturday actually, isn't it? Get mixed up because it's so crazy here in Catalonia in Spain, because you have Christmas, then you have New Year, then you have King's Day. You start to forget what day of the week it is, and yeah, today is Saturday, of course. So a lot of you have got the day off. I know a lot of you work on Saturdays as well. But tomorrow is King's Day. Tomorrow's the day when the three kings arrive from the Orient bearing gifts for children. So it's a really exciting day today. The children will be going and watching the parade in the centre of their towns, where the kings will be extremely mobile, the kings. They managed to get parades done in pretty much all the major cities of Spain, and then they hop off to South America. They do the same. Really, really busy night for the kings. And once they finish the parade, then they've got to go to every house and deliver gifts to the children. But they get it done. They're amazing. That's why the three kings, perhaps in Christian mythology, they're not magic, but certainly the three kings that come here, they're the magic kings. So they can do these things, and it's a wonderful that they can do that. They've got the same kind of magic that Father Christmas has got. They can get to all the houses of children bearing all those gifts. How do they carry them all? How do they afford them? Do they get taxed at the border on these things? Wonderful to see that the kings are going to be doing that job tonight. But those are the three kings that are coming this evening. The kings that we're interested in, these kings that are on the pitch at the moment. You can see there Dembélé, you can see Messi, you can see Iniesta, you can see the faces of the Barca players who have finished their little training game. They're now having a little warm down with a little jog around the pitch. Oh, God, I'm talking too much. Voice is running out. Messi waving to the fans, Sergio Roberto waving to the fans, but he's also waving to us. Hi to Sergio Roberto. Of course, we'll never forget him because of that goal he scored in the 6-1 win against PSG in the Champions League. Not that long till it starts again. Of course, Barca playing Chelsea in the round of 16 and hopefully going all the way through to the final in late May in the city of Kiev, capital of Ukraine. Okay, so the players now are going to move across to where the supporters are. I think that's Ivan Rakitic there that we can see. They're going to go and start delivering some early Christmas gifts to the players. Footballs to be kicked up to the fans. Lovely early Christmas gift for the ones that are able to get hold of these balls. The players, the fans, of course, very excited. See a little girl down there excited. Whoa, and there's some juggling skills. Juggling skills and half there. KK is asking, can I get Rakitic's shirt? Probably not if you're not actually there in the ground. I'm sorry, KK. Emad says, welcome to Usman. And Tran says, Trangi vai. No idea what that means. Let's press C translation. Oh, missed it. I was going to press C translation and accidentally open PowerPoint. Go away, PowerPoint. I don't want you. I want to be looking at the comments that are coming through. Messi, Messi, Messi. We're all saying. Danilo Rangel says, we'll show Chelsea the door. Let's hope that happens.
Barcelona, èxit rotund. Una vegada més en aquesta sessió a portes obertes.
I'm being quiet now, so you can just listen to the Barca anthem that's playing in the stadium again. Lovely shot there of Luis Suarez as the players deliver balls to the fans. There's a guy there who's a bit annoyed. Hey, look, what about this? What about my kid? There aren't balls for everybody, unfortunately, but that kid's got one. He's very, very happy, very excited to have got a ball. Still more balls. Luis Suarez has gone back and found a fresh supply.
els jugadors continuen fent-se
I think you're taking the mickey with your questions about that certain Brazilian.
que es troben a primera fila
I'll just ignore your comments. He's happy to have got a ball, but he's a bit old, really. Give it to a child. I can't believe it. He kept it for himself. Give it to one of the kids. Perhaps he's got a kid at home and he's taking it for his child at home. I hope so.
i no només això,
Otherwise, shame on him. Nah, I'm sure he's got a kid at home. Tot el camp. That's Kyle Polan. Of course, those are the opening words of the Barca anthem that we're hearing around the Es un clam. Kyle, you know the words. Good to see you. Som la gent blaugrana. That's the next bit. Are you going to give it to us? Kick a ball to me. I live in Denmark. I'm pretty sure Suarez can kick it here. Noah, I'm not sure he can.
perquè quan repartien les pilotes deia dona'm més.
Kyle, can Messi adopt me? I don't suppose so, really.
Els nens sempre s'acosta i s'està...
So the pens come out now. The players, there were some little lads there that were really worried that they hadn't remembered to bring a pen, almost in tears earlier on. But I think the players are prepared for that. They've got their own pens. They're now going to come across and do some signing. There's no way that they're going to sign everybody's autograph. There's what, 10,000 people inside the stadium, 8,000 of whom, if not more, want autographs. But the ones down in the disabled zone, of course, they get a little bit of preference. They do get a signature. But I'm afraid they're not going to be able to get as far as Denmark. And I'm afraid Youssef Yadko Messi can't give you his shirt because you're too far away. You're watching online. We can't deliver shirts online. Ter Stegen with a sweaty forehead there. Sorry, that's Rakitic. Is with a sweaty forehead. Take your hat off. No wonder it's getting sweaty. I don't understand. I mean, it's really not that cold. You don't need bubble hats. Tan Sival Don Benim. Kyle, you're doing very well with the words. Come sign my shirt in Barbados. Kmar Edwards. Can't be done. Can't be done. ¿Dónde está mi padre Leo? Asks Jueves. Messi will end his career at Barca, or is it doubtful? That's Rafik asking that. Where are the other players, says Medjubi. What's happened is the players that featured against Celta last night, they didn't play in the warm-up game. They've already done the autograph duties already. They've headed off. These are the players that didn't feature against Celta, which still includes a lot of the big names because some big names were arrested last night. It also includes this guy, Ernesto Valverde, who's over there taking some pictures over there in the disabled zone. Don't forget, Ernesto Valverde will be speaking to the media tomorrow, as he always does on the eve of games, ahead of the game against Levante. So you're able to see his press conference where I'm sure he'll be asked about all kinds of different things. I'm sure this session today as well, the open door training session. Sergio Roberto there in the centre of your images, being blocked by somebody there. Daniel, big names were arrested. When did this happen? I've no idea what you're talking about. Don't know. We will beat Levante and Dembélé will score his first goal, says Noah. Let's hope that does indeed come to be the case. Arment, can you say hello to Messi for me? I'd love to say hello to Messi for you. I don't know when I'd like to actually get the chance to do that. But who knows? Si del sur o del norte. Kyle, you're still churning out the Barca anthem line by line, doing a great job. Tell Dembélé to be calm on the ball, to improve his skill. That's Amerigo. Don't tell me that. Tell that to Ernesto Valverde. I don't really have a direct hotline to the players, unfortunately. So, but if ever I do get the chance, I shall do that for you. Leo Messi there in the disabled zone.
Gairebé cada entrenament de portes obertes i us dono fe que a tots els aeroports, tot allà on, evidentment per motius de seguretat, no hi ha...
We'll be there soon. Can't wait. Okba Kanadil. I assume you mean coming here to Barcelona. We'll look forward to seeing you. Hope you can get tickets to see Barca play if you don't already. It is, of course, a wonderful experience. Nadie de Bolivia. Pues sí, Jaime Gutiérrez. Lo mejor fútbol del fútbol desde Bolivia. Saludos a todos los bolivianos que nos están mirando. How many assists would have Dembélé? Asked Miroslav. I don't know. Let's wait and see.
demostrar perquè ja el coneixem sobradament.
Sergio Roberto's the great player at Barca, says Deepesh. He's got a lot of fans, Sergio Roberto. I'll certainly say that. Messi's so kind. Excellent video. And thanks for the transmission, says Angel Lopez. Hope this year turns out to be a blessing in disguise for Barcelona. A blessing in disguise? Not too sure what you mean there by a blessing in disguise. I'm not sure why it's so disguised when you're 9 points clear at the top of the league table and through to the last 16 of the Champions League. There's not really much disguised about FC Barcelona at the moment. But I know what you mean. Let's hope it turns out to be a great year. Messi there still in the disabled zone, showing why he's the greatest player in the year, not just because of what he does on the pitch, but what he does off the pitch as well. He's always wonderful with the fans. Dembélé, we don't know so much about him, but he seems to be doing a great job. He's one of the most talked about players at Barca at the moment, of course, after returning from injury yesterday. And he's there signing all the different bits of paraphernalia down there for the fans. Kyle, meanwhile, is still churning out Un Crit Valent. You're getting towards the end of it. You're doing a great job with the Barca anthem, line by line. Roberto is the second king of FCB. That's someone from Italy writing in there. Messi's very kind-hearted. Yes, we know that, says Munib, I believe your name was. He's certainly showing that he's got a heart of gold as well as feet of gold. And trophies as well. Angel Lopez, the best Barca commentator. Thank you very much indeed for that. Maria Stoknova says something in Russian. I can't read that. I'm sorry, but something in Russian that I'm sure was a nice thing to say about Barca. And nice words to all you Russians out there. We look forward to going to seeing your World Cup later on this year, or many of you I'm sure might even be going there. Have a great trip to Russia, and before that a great trip to your neighbouring country of Kiev. There's Gustavo, he's the guy on Paul the Robot. He's having a wonderful day as if he's in the stadium using that wonderful robot. You can see now the crowds are starting to peter out of the stadium, so we'll be losing our transmission very soon. But don't forget that later on today, in fact, pretty much immediately after this session, the players are going to be dividing into groups. It's about 8 different groups. Jordi Alba and Luis Suarez there in the picture. We haven't really seen much of them. We can now. The guys are going to be heading off to local hospitals where they're going to be delivering gifts to the unfortunate children that are going to be spending the festive season. It's still festive season here in Barcelona. It's King's Day tomorrow, Epiphany, the 6th of January. So the players will be heading off to the hospitals, and we've got all the news and pictures of that coming up on fcbarcelona.com as the day goes on. Kyle Polan is still churning out the messages from Melbourne, Australia. We've got Wansley, Melbourne, Australia. It's one of my top places on my bucket list to get to Melbourne. I'm a huge secret fan of Aussie Rules football and the origins of that wonderful game that you play down in Australia. I'd love to come down there and pay my respects to the great Tom Wills. You might not even know who Tom Wills is. Look him up on Wikipedia. Fantastic story about that guy. Bojan Jagodic, take me to Barcelona. I'll do my job like the first Bojan. Well, let's see if you can. You're more than welcome to come to Barcelona. Whether you can play for the Barcelona first team or not, that's a dream limited to very few people. I'm afraid one of those, of course, Luis Suarez, the Uruguayan, who's still not leaving. There's a blue and white coloured ball with the name Messi on, but I'm sure he'll sign it as well. There's a Uruguayan flag that we could see not that long ago. I'm sure that whoever was bearing that flag would be delighted to have Mr. Suarez put his name on it. Love you all, says Arif Raj. Watching from Italy, Beato Michele. Buona sorte nel Mondiale Italia. No, sorry. No. Can I say hello to Mahir Otayagic. I can't pronounce your name very well, but I can say hello. Okay, Flyboy's got his phone number here. Jot it down if you're looking there. Flyboy's giving his phone number. He wants to come here and have a trial for FC Barcelona. I'm not in charge of these things. I can't do these things. I wish I could, Flyboy. I wish I could, but I'm just the commentator. I don't get to pick the youth team. I don't get to pick the first team. I'd love to play for FC Barcelona as well. I know I'd be rubbish. I'd do a dreadful job of it, but just to go out there once and just 5 minutes, give me a go, you know, when the team's already winning 3 or 4-0. Give me 5 minutes at the end, I'd love it. But hey, that's a dream I'll have to leave for a future life. One love to FC Barcelona, watching from Lagos in Nigeria. Husseini Adeyo. Muito legal lo que eles estão fazendo, Daniel Almeida. Sleiman would come to Barcelona as a right wing. Well, I'm sure you are good on the right, whether you could convince Ernesto Valverde of that. Oh, sorry. That's harder to do. From Morocco, El Mehdi Bouladam. From Chennai in India, we've got Karthikeyan, Samir. Mike, can you say hello to me? I can, Samir. Jason from Suriname, I can say hello to you as well. Kyle, still churning out the letters, the words of the Barca song. Someone there's got Jordi Alba, particularly asking Jordi Alba for his shirt. So there's the man there right in front. Let's hope Jordi Alba can deliver with the shirt. Okay, the time now, it's just about going to be 1 o'clock Central European time here. We're not going to be long. We'll stay until the last of the players has left the ground. There's the security guy this morning who refused to let me in. There he is. Now I can see him. I had trouble with that guy this morning. He let me in the end, and otherwise I don't know who'd have been talking. I left my card at home, so I managed to talk my way past him in the end and get here. Kyle is from the Philippines. Thank you, Kyle, for giving us the lyrics of the FC Barcelona theme anthem this morning. Kyle, you're the main man this morning, apart from, of course, the players for a wonderful job that they have done, both in training with the fans afterwards. Of course, they're now going to head off to the hospitals. And, okay, so I believe we're going to lose the images now, so thank you very, very much for listening in to all you people on Facebook all around the world. We'll look forward to, as well, tomorrow's, the day after tomorrow, we've got the game against Levante, 4:15 Sunday at the Camp Nou. So all the best. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye. And for those that celebrated, Feliz Dia de Reyes.
Sort i èxit.
Sí o no?
Exacte. Sí.
És un clàssic, és un clàssic.
Vaig xafar la
No,
frase,
és que he pensat, diré aquesta.
No sóc gaire original.
No, està molt bé.
Judit, gràcies. Ens veiem demà.
Demà
Jornada llarga, al marcador. Tenim entrenament del primer equip i també, entre d'altres coses, prèvia i postpartit del Barça B que juga a Saragossa.
Sí, demà partit important del Barça B contra el Saragossa serà a la nit, però abans, a les 12 del migdia, hi ha l'última sessió d'entrenament abans del partit contra el Llevant i també la roda de premsa prèvia d'Ernesto Valverde.
Exactament, i ara sí. Sort i èxits.